Good morning. Welcome to the WEX Wakeup for Thursday, May 18th. I'm Christy Matino. Border crossings are down 56% from pre-Title 42's end. That's according to data from the Department of Homeland Security. But they say it's too early to draw conclusions. The DHS had predicted a surge of up to 13,000 immigrants per day at the border. That's far above the average of the 10,000 per day recorded last week. Instead, the number of migrant border crossings plummeted to just under 4,400 per day. So that marks that 56% decrease from last week. The DHS says the low numbers could potentially be attributed to action being taken by the Biden administration.
The decreased level of encounters at the border, we hope reflect, both an appreciation of the new consequences that are in place for unlawful entry at the border, as well as the enforcement actions being taken by our foreign partners.
And on Capitol Hill, Vice President Kamala Harris will hold a briefing on debt negotiations with Biden abroad. The White House announced Wednesday Harris will field questions from reporters tonight. The vice president sat in on the meeting with Biden and House Speaker Kevin McCarthy, along with other officials, on Tuesday to discuss the debt negotiations, though she did not partake in the first meeting a week earlier. Biden is at the G7 Leaders Summit in Japan. The White House says Harris will step in as she's been a partner in the talks and negotiation process.
This is not about the president's trip to Asia. So just want to be very clear. And I said this last week, she has been a partner in this. She has been consulted multiple times on the budget, on preventing default. This is something that the president clearly respects her view.
And former competitive swimmer Riley Gaines and the Women's Independent Forum are joining other members of Congress to introduce new legislation called the Women's Bill of Rights. Washington Examiner's Amy DeLaura heard from Gaines and other lawmakers on Capitol Hill. She tells us more about this legislation.
Former collegiate swimmer turned women's rights activist Riley Gaines spoke to members of Congress about how the Women's Bill of Rights will create a safe space for women by defining what is a woman.
The public knows what a woman is, and it's time that our laws did too. Defining what a woman is, it shouldn't be political. This is not something that should be as polarizing as it has become, but it is necessary.
Members of Congress who authored the bill spoke about how this legislation is personally important to them.
As the father of a daughter of student athletes, we thank you. And I'm appalled at the radical left's attempts to erase the rights of women, to erase your hard work.
The left has succumbed to wokeism. It's destroying our schools, it's destroying our children, and it's destroying our workplaces.
If this legislation is passed, it would protect biological sex as a distinct legal category. From the Capitol, I'm Amy DeLaura for Washington Examiner.
And that's the news on the WEX Wake Up. Be sure to follow us online and on social media so you stay in the know of all those headlines trending in politics.